Hello my friends and viewers, and welcome back to Gabriella's Stardust little channel. Today actually there's so much stuff actually I would like to address here. So much things are going on and I even don't know where to start. So we know by now that we had a couple of very close encounters, asteroids, which were not seen, not reported, and not on NASA's list as, hazardous object close to our Earth, because NASA have not seen them. Really? Okay, but I guess that will be not the end of the story. There will be much more coming in. Okay, what else we have? It is still, a week, a little bit over a week away from September the 1st. So, where we have those two other asteroids coming close. And I actually uploaded this asteroid warning app, which is pretty cool. I must say that. You get some updates and some warnings, and then it's just ringing a little bell, and then you can look it up, and just see, how close, another asteroid is, to Earth. That's kind of freaking awesome. Okay, the other thing is a lot of floods in India, also in China. So they get pounded actually with bad weather and mudslides and all kind of stuff. But this is not the end. This is not the end, because we have seen in Indonesia another earthquake. The Ring of Fire is actually waking up. And the other thing is Cascadia area, and our Yellowstone volcano have a lot of activity, which is already reported for, I would say, a couple of months right now. That it is going up and down and up and down, but fact is 10 miles beneath our surface there is something going on, because the melting of the Earth's core, the iron is melting away. So that means the inner Earth is heating up. But I think it is not the only reason, why this is happening. Because if you have seen, all those discharges, of lightning, which actually are discharges, from our magnetosphere and from our inner core, that, we have this high electromagnetic field, which interferes also with the magnetosphere and, from above. That means, above our atmosphere. So when they're both coming together and they interact with each other, then you see those lightning looking like trees and limbs and little arms, going in all kind of direction. And, you're wondering, how it comes that they can meet together. They just meet, they find their way. These electrons, neutrons, whatever it is, electric, static atmosphere, it makes the skies just mysterious, awesome. I've seen very good pictures from some people. I must say they have captured those interfering Earth and atmosphere and magnetosphere, and they just look awesome. The other thing is, which is very scary, besides the fact that it looks very nice, that it also triggers more earthquakes. And that's not really a funny sign, because it is very dangerous. But right now, at this point, some other dangerous things are, we have the US is now involving, in the Mediterranean Sea. That means between Turkey on one side and Greek on the other side. They have some kind of problems, and it has something to do with the oil sources in that area where Turkey right now claim it is, closer to their, landmarks and authority, and Greek says it is more their, oil and territory. But I was not going really too deep into it. It is too much actually what is going on. The same, with Iran and Israel, and the Palestinians, Hezbollahs. I mean, it's going on. It is a war what they're having, what they are where they are into it. And I'm just wondering, if this will be an UN problem, what the UN is actually doing about all this, if they are interacting with it, or if they don't do anything. I don't know. I cannot say. The other thing is, what else we have? Oh yeah, one other thing is, right now, we live here in Texas. And where we live, it's 230 miles actually away from the coastline. We are above of Corpus Christi, and a little bit more to the northeast. And I thought, it is actually a good thing, being away from the coastlines, because you never know. If you have a house, if you have property over there, or if you have a condominium, or, an apartment, whatever it is, if something is coming the way and something is at the coast, and, you have waves 6, 8 foot, 10 foot, it depends, on how strong actually, a hurricane will be and will become. And just remember what was happened, with Hurricane Michael. Hurricane Michael was already, very close. I think it was 150 miles close to Miami and on the Naples side, where they said there was still not knowing where this thing goes. And suddenly, Michael was popping up to a Hurricane 4. 4, my friends. Within what? Within a couple of 24 hours? And nobody really had that much time, to get prepared and leave actually Miami. I remember how much people there were stuck in there. They could not get out. They could not get away from the I-10, from the 75, And then it struck pretty badly, Apalachicola and Panama City Beach area, all the way up, to Destin and Pensacola. And, it was almost a year that these zones where it was hit by Michael actually, recovered. Some homes in some areas, they're still not recovered. It was like you are in the war zone, after a war. So, with that said, these two hurricanes, it is Marco. Marco is the first one. Marco looks like it goes a little bit in the direction, to the Gulf Coast of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and then it looks like all of a sudden you make a left turn, because I have seen, the stream, the air, where the air actually goes, and comes from the north. So actually, the air pushes the hurricane down into the left side. So that means, we get some wind from this Hurricane Marco as well. And right now, it's a tropical storm. Oh no, it was an update to, 75 miles, Hurricane 1 already. So when it hits the land, it's depending on the circumstances, then we will see, how far it goes. But San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Houston area, they all have already prepared. And I have seen, a very good a report today from our mayor, Mr. Abbott, and he have already took already precaution, and we are pretty good prepared actually here, to get ready for the first one. 2 days later, after that, around Wednesday night and Thursday, it's always depending again. Then we have Laura. And it looks like Laura is making a little different turn. Laura is going away, from the New Orleans area. It's going more to the west. And it comes straight up Houston and our area. So this one will hit us actually pretty good. And when this stringing up to a Hurricane 2, maybe 3 makes landfall, I don't know, my friends, I think we can go through Marco with 30-40 miles by the time, it comes from the land up to here. We can stay that out. But if the other one is coming in, it still would come up here, by level 1, Hurricane 1 with 70, 65, 75, 80 miles maybe. And this is something, I think, there we are at the point where we would say we're leaving, we're going somewhere else. That would mean, that, my travel trailer actually is right now in the storage, but underneath, just the roof. And I'm thinking of it if I put it, in a locked up storage, just to make sure, it stays a little bit safer, when debris and whatever is flying around in the area, while we're going north or maybe to the east, maybe to the west. I don't know yet. We have to see, we just have to wait. We have to make our decisions, I would say, 24 hours before actually, something comes in our direction. And I hope we still would have time. We have a lot of small streets where we can drive. We do not need to, rely on highway, 10 and other bigger highways here. We can drive also small streets to get out of, our little town here. Yeah, let me see what else we got on the schedule here. I did not make me any notice, so I hope I do not forget anything. Okay, by the way, the update on the payment. On the stimulus payment, looks like it will be the same amount for single people, $1,200, $500 for a child, for each child. So that means a family, with 2 children and 2 adults, for sure they will receive $3,400. But if you think about it, when actually the last payment comes and you've been unemployed, you have no job, what is this amount when you have any back payments? When you have to deal with back payments like your water bill, maybe electricity bill, and then, our president said, he will stop all this evicting of people, that they do not get evicted, when they're not paying. I don't know how you want to do that, because, these are private companies, private owned properties, or whatever it is, a corporation and corporations, they're all stuck together. And if they don't want to, release you, if they don't want to go with you, if they don't care if you can pay or not, you get evicted. And it is a very bad thing. So the $3,400 is just like a drop on a hot stone, but I would say it is better than nothing. But anyway, it is money you have to pay. And you paid already on that. We all pay taxes, immense amount of taxes, taxes everywhere, and some kind of taxes. You don't even know what it means. What is the meaning of some kind of taxes? What does it do? Where does it go? Anyhow, that was that. The coronavirus, once again, I would think, it doesn't matter how the election goes. If the election goes through, if he, give the money to the postal office, it is very selfish actually to say, I'm not doing it because, about of the ballots, mail in and things like that, it could be rigged. And I mean, how you know? Where are we have the evidence that this will take place? You know what I mean? I mean, on the other hand, we're all waiting on checks, on letters from, personal and private people, from our family, from friends. We're waiting on little packages, whatever, we have ordered something because everything right now goes over order. Oh, and by the way, I have to tell you something very shortly. There was a lady, she was going to Walmart, and she was buying some chips and also something to drink. So she thought actually it was exactly $1 for each item she was buying, but it was not. It was $1 47 or 37, something like that. So when she received her receipt and she was going out, she was looking at her receipt, and she saw that there wasn't even giving her the 67 cent back. They just took it from her without mentioning anything, like a donation. A donation? So that means when we go shopping right now and we're giving and we're paying with money, which I rarely do. The most of the time, I pay already with my card. I hardly, have any money anymore in my possession or with me, because it is just for me more convenient, to have just one card, pay with it wherever I am. I check it a couple of hours later if everything went through, if everything is good. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But just taking the money and saying, "Oh, I don't have any coins anymore. I'm sorry," we just took it as donations. I mean, that's kind of strange. I mean, so long as it's just a couple of cents, I would say okay. But just think about it. Imagine you buy something, you pay something, what, $75, you give $100. And then what, the rest $25, they go in as donations. My friends, they want to get rid of the money, and that's what it is. They want to, confess the money goes all back, somewhere to our federal resources. I think they're collecting the money already, and like it is already in some other countries, we will be moneyless. There is no more money. That will be all digital. And I don't know about the crypto or Bitcoin and whatever is going on digital right now, but I have already heard something, that even those are not accepted from the Federal Bank of United States and other banks. So I don't know, by now everyone who have bought those things, who have invested in crypto or Bitcoin, I cannot tell you, my friends, what will happen to that. I'm not a market or financial person, and I'm not so good on that. It is just something sometimes, what I hear besides all those other things, and I just, remember it and it get in my mind, and I think, really? Now we get rid of the money? It's like that? And is the market crash, is it coming? Is it close? How close we are? Yeah, my friends, that's actually all what I was going to tell you here today. I hope you have seen my last clips. Like I said, no lens flare. I have seen it again yesterday. I have not brought out this clip yet because I did something wrong. I put one of my telescope lens on top on my camera, and I was zooming in, and it was so bright outside. I did not make a check, inside my house, if everything is good to see, and everything, is over the lens, and not moved away from the lens, so that it gives you some kind of tunnel vision. And I did exactly that, so I messed it up. I don't know if I still bring out this video clip so that you can see the second sun again. It's there, it's moving, it came back, and the quality is just so bad. I don't know. Or I just wait, to another day and maybe, go back tomorrow outside if, we have a clear view. or the next days, I don't know, I have to check on that, and I will show it to you again. The proof is there. The proof was there at the beginning when I started with my channel as Gabriela Stardust. You can see all the beginning video clips, you can see the object far out to the left, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position, then it was on 12 o'clock position, 1 o'clock, now between 2 and 3 o'clock position, and it goes on like that because, it is doing the orbit again. And I have the feeling by the time it's getting bigger, that the orbit by itself maybe get closer and closer, and I have the feeling, in the next 120 days, I would say something magnificent will happen. There is something, I have this feeling. I cannot say why it is like that. I'm not a prophet or something like that. I had many dreams of things when I was a child, and also in 2016, 2017, and it was just terrible. But like I said, what the dreams, what it are these some things, for us to see, and then we have to bring it out? Is it our responsibility, or is it just something, we are working with and what we're worrying about? I think it all comes together. But in 2016, 17, in the it was June, I had a bad dream, a very bad dream. Actually, it was a kind of scary dream, because when I woke up, I had a sentence in my mind, but in a different language. At this time, I did not know it was a language. I was just thinking it was some kind of blah, 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 some kind of, imagination, a language what do not exist, because, I have dream about it. But it came out because I was doing some research. It was so strong in my mind, I could not forget it for over months. And I was writing it down, and then I was doing the research, and it came out. It was, a sentence in an old Arabic language. People, can you imagine that? Why do I dream something like that? I never spoke Arabic. I don't know Hebrew. I don't know Latin pretty well. Only that, what I have learned in school. But we were doing, some research on that, and it came out that it actually had a meaning. And to come to the end of this video clip here, because otherwise, it gets too long. It was saying, when we translated it, and people in Arabic language and also Hebrew people, and people good with Latin and things like that, they helped us with the translation. And it says, the butcher is nearby. His name is Enoch, the destroyer of civilization, sent by God. So that was that translated, and I still have the paper where I wrote it down somewhere in my possession, because I kept it, because it was so weird, and I could not believe when we translated it, what actually came out of that. I don't know what to think about it, why I dreamed that, why I had to get those information, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I have to bring it out. Maybe there's a higher meaning, or better or bigger meaning, with all this, as you might can imagine. So this is something I had on my mind, and I wanted to tell you that. But otherwise, everything is fine, my friends. Everything is good so far. Tomorrow is Monday. Like I said, hope you guys get prepared when you are in the area where we are right now. Make sure you're not doing it the last days. Try to stay inside, if you can stay inside. Otherwise, if your house is not safe and you live in a flooding area or too close to the coastline, just take all your stuff, throw everything in your truck or in your car, and just leave, go away for a day or 2 days, and come back when it is safe. With that said, my friends, I love you all. Thank you for coming and thank you for visiting my little channel. And I hope I have given you, some little information where you might be have not heard of yet. So, I thought I covered everything up so far. You all stay safe. I love you all and I see you another day, another time. Bye bye. Watch the self when you're this. Bye.